Yeah, 6 o'clock.
All right, at 6 o'clock, we'll get started. Call the work session or study session to order, and awards, presentations, and appointments. Michael, you want to come talk about these two new officers?
I think you put him on the spot, man.
You did. It's the first time I've ever had to talk about it.
You could do it.
So we recently hired two new officers. The first one, don't make me pronounce his first name. We call him Hawk. He is a certified officer. He started law enforcement in San Diego, moved to Williamson County, and now he's with us. The second one is Trevor Roberts. He's uncertified. He's from Summertown. Currently resides on Elk Ridge Road. His wife is also a teacher at Mount Pleasant Elementary School.
Oh, good.
Roberts is scheduled to go to the academy in June. That is the earliest we can get him in. And Mr. Hawk, he's ready to go. He's on the road right now, so learning the streets.
Awesome.
Tell him, welcome.
Yeah, really.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, the next several are mayor's appointments, beer board. The folks that are on there have agreed to continue to serve: David Workman, Jimmy Hines, and Jay Smith. Next is zoning appeals: Lisa Cole, John Hunter, Jacqueline Johnson, Billy Ring, and Terry Brewer, and they have all agreed to continue to serve. Some of those actually don't expire until 27, just FYI. Communication committee. Each one of the commissioners has had an opportunity to name two people to that. There is going to be one change in that, and Ms. Lori has asked that Katie Martin be added to this group. Katie, we welcome you. All the rest remain the same unless I hear from y'all that you'd like any changes in this.
Can I state it for a second?
Absolutely. Historic Commission. All remain the same with the exception of one, and Frank Feinstein has asked to resign. Frank has accepted a job with the Murray County school system and is working on a bus, and he said he couldn't make the meetings and he did not want to miss them. I have reached out to Jim Brown, which lives in the historic district, lives just right down the street here, is active in the community, and he has agreed to serve. Housing Authority, and we've got some work to do here. Each one of these, most of these don't expire until 28 and 29. And Miss Willie, we've got a new interim director out there, Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
What's her last name?
Clifton, yeah.
Mickey Clifton.
Yeah.
But we've got some work to do here just to
Yes.
let everybody know, but none of these expire this year. Industrial Development Board, it is inactive. We now use either work through Murray Alliance or the Murray County Industrial Development Board. Again, all of these don't expire, but it is an inactive board. Planning Commission, we've got two that are going to mature this month at the end of the month, and that being John Hunter and Jennifer Graham, and they have both agreed to continue to serve. Power Board, Mike Tyler will, which is the chairman of the board and does an excellent job there. His term will not expire until March. Just for everybody's information, the rest of them are 28 and 29. And the Recreation Committee, it is going to remain the same. The one that we have expiring this year, and it would be the only one, is Bedford Smith, and he is the vice chair. So Corey's going to go into a little more depth on this Tuesday night, just about how all these work and everything, right?
That's right. As you'll know, these are all mayor appointments, but some of the statutes say that they all have to be ratified. That's usually what y'all do anyways. Some of them say you've got special criteria, like historic zoning. I think you're supposed to have certain types of people on each board. So I will I know I've typed those out and sent them to you before or sent them at this meeting, but I'll do it again on Tuesday.
Okay. Any questions for Corey or myself? And anybody's welcome to these. They are online too, just for everybody's information. Completion or review of any unfinished business? Philip?
You have anything, Shipper? So I'll have a full report, city manager, Tuesday
Okay.
night, but I did want to throw this date out to you guys and, to think about Thursday, February 19th. That's the week of our commission meeting. And on Tuesday, Thursday is a town hall. We'll publicize it, but I want to make sure the date works for you guys and the agenda items. And I'm glad Ricky's here tonight. Stormwater, special revenue or utility, and also the zoning and planning. Because I know Chris has been working on a lot, some updates, but I think we've all learned a lot over the last few months, and we just drop it on an agenda item without having some public input. So think about that date, and if it works for you guys, we'll get it publicized and go from there.
It'd be like 6 o'clock regular time.
And whatever you guys think would be best.
Doing them both on the same day.
Well, so I envisioned that we would, whatever time, and allow 30, 45 minutes for each topic. Right now, that's two that I'm thinking, but, and I did talk with CC, who does do those town halls when they do this to other communities, and most time those town halls for that specific subject is usually 30, 45 minutes.
Mike?
If it is on the same day, and I guess, like if it started at 5 o'clock, and let's just say it got
No.
through at 5:30, could we not have it, I guess, rolled up that we would go
Right
right
into the next
into?
Right
one.
in.
Yeah.
Yes, good point.
Thank you.
I apologize, I
Bill.
misunderstood. This is just a separate night after the regular commission meeting on a Tuesday.
It's a completely different day.
Completely
Thursday.
different.
The
All right,
February
yeah,
the
I
19th.
apologize.
The following
Okay.
Thursday.
The following
Yes,
Thursday.
it's not okay, any other meeting.
Or
I'm
that's the
sorry.
date that he's presenting to
Oh,
you.
okay.
That makes sense. Okay, cool.
Commission meeting is on the 17th. This
Yes.
is going to be 19th.
Nice.
And y'all done this format before. I know that y'all did this back in 2018 when you totally revamped the zoning ordinance. And then you did it again with the beginning of the stormwater issue around that same time, 2018-ish, when there was all that flooding. So it's not like a public hearing. It's really just a way for y'all to get information from the public before you start putting an ordinance in front of y'all.
Yeah, no, we do it however you want to, but I envision that is me probably presenting a lot of the history, like I did the communications committee meeting. And then we'll have our consultants here, so just more of information out, and then I think we would take questions and then take that feedback, and then if we need to, host another one before to try to get it, to
Yeah.
where everybody knows what's coming before we actually drop it as an agenda item.
I like the idea of us having these.
Mhm.
I think that was an excellent recommendation. Anything else, Philip?
Just wastewater liaison, I'm not sure we'll keep that moving forward, but that consent is closed out, the letter. You'll probably see in February the last, believe it or not, change order on that, but that change order is basically with days and liquidated damages and things like that from Matthew, and I know they're working on that.
Okay.
And then the gas report, Ricky's here if you got any questions for him, but he'll be up here in a few minutes, but still in the application phase for the grants.
Monthly report from mayor, I'm sure I'll have something. Don't know what it'll be yet, so just FYI. Monthly financial budget, Shipper.
I'll have more stuff for you all on Tuesday, but just the regular financials, and then the budget amendment, just our, at the middle of the year, we try to review everything, and most of the amendment is to be insurance recovery funds, sale of items, like any kind of, materials, gov deals, any kind of sales of that nature, or new grants that we received after we approved budget. So it's not something that's not usually a big amendment, but it's just new revenues or new items that we may have approved or done in the middle of the year. So we go ahead and amend them in the middle of the year. So, but I'll have all that. And audit will be in February. I met with the auditors last week, and they said that they will not be ready this month. It will be next month that they will be presenting to you all.
Okay. Monthly report from city manager.
I think I jumped around, didn't I?
We're all right. Special reports from other departments, wastewater,
Again, we talked about that closeout.
gas.
Ricky's here if you got any questions. We're in the application phase.
Yeah, we're still in the application phase and, we feel good about that application. We're getting a lot of support from, some other areas. I know TDEC, or no, I'm sorry, Tennessee Department of Economic Development is very interested in that as well. So, it's always good to have them on your side. They got money. All right,
To
new
their benefit.
Yeah. New business ordinance 2025-1139. It will be a first reading, an ordinance to amend ordinance 2025-1134. Ordinance appropriating revenues and expenses and maintaining the departmental functions of the city from beginning in July the 1st of 25 and ending June of 2026, providing an effective date, and that's what you just covered just a second ago.
Yes.
All right. Resolution 2026-1. That's pretty cool. 2026-1. Office of Emergency Management, Countywide Emergency Plan. Philip?
Yes, sir. Mr. Jeff Hardy is here to explain the details of that plan. You mind coming up,
Jeff, come on up. Always happy to have you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've known Jeff for many years. He was a firefighter in Spring Hill for many years.
Cool.
Emergency management.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me. Every few years, every 5 years specifically, the county develops what we call our basic emergency operations plan. So this is a plan that is pretty comprehensive. We use a lot of science and data, historical data for our community, being Murray County as a whole, and we look at all of the potential hazards that we could face. Everything from natural disasters to anything man-made. And so this plan just lays out, it's a simple plan that lays out for each one of those incidents, who's in charge, whose responsibility is it, and what other entities are going to do to support that, that first primary entity. So it is in no way, shape, or form taking any control or authority away from any municipality. This is just saying that, hey, we're all on the same page. We all came together collectively. Mount Pleasant Police and Fire, your Public Works Department, we all met. There was something like 62 different meetings that we held over the course of about a month and a half. And so it was a lot of meetings, but we wrote this plan. It's required under TCA that we revise this every 5 years. So this is just the revision, the 2025-26 revision. And so Murray County has adopted it as a whole. And I gave that language to Mr. Grooms to give y'all. And so we're just asking the 3 municipalities, Spring Hill, Columbia, Mount Pleasant, to adopt it as well. So we can have a consolidated, simple plan for all entities to be able to respond to any type of emergency.
Excellent.
I
This
think
document,
that, I'm sorry.
we're probably about to say
I
the
was
same
gonna say
thing.
same thing.
This document will not be in your packet. It's a confidential document, and he might
It
be
is.
explaining.
Yeah, so because it deals with a lot of homeland security concerns, and we do identify some weaknesses in our community, this is not a public or for anyone else's eyes. It is an internal document only. We can get you access to that. As elected leaders, you do have access to that, but it cannot be shared or copied. There are 3 physical copies in the county. One is my office, or 2 of them are in my office, and 1 is in Mayor Butt's office. But we'll be glad to get you access to whatever piece that you want. If you want to come to my office and read it, you're more than welcome. It's about 900 pages long.
No, thank you.
And so you're more than welcome to read it.
No, thank you.
But it's a lot.
That's enough to be confidential.
That alone make it
Yeah, you,
complicated.
nobody ever read the whole thing.
To give you guys an example of how we implemented that, for example, 2020, when COVID really kind of took off, I was fairly new to my position, and we opened the book, and there was inside that plan a pandemic response plan. And so we just follow the plan, and it's that simple, and everybody knew their role inside of that, and I think we did fairly well as a community. So that's kind of the thought process behind this, so that in the worst hour that we have as a community, we don't have to come up with the solution on the spot. We've already thought of the solution, so now we can
got it in
just enact
place.
it.
Jeff, one thing too, I guess back to the tornadoes in the Spring Hill, North Columbia area, that plan probably come into play.
Very much so. So May 8th, 2024, we had the EF3 tornado that went through the northern part of Murray County. Unfortunately, we did lose one citizen, but it damaged or destroyed 257 homes. And so when that happened, we were able to search about a roughly 12 square mile area 3 different times in less than 24 hours. And when I say search, this is very hilly, rural terrain that is not, it's not like searching a city block, right?
Right.
So we were able to search that. We were able to account for every citizen and open up most of the roadways in that time frame because we had a plan. And it's just simply that simple. We had a plan, and every entity knew what they were going to do. Everything from the city of Columbia, Mount Pleasant, all the county facilities, Public Works, Highway Department, TDOT, everybody has a role in that. And so we just put that plan to work, and it works.
Proactive, not reactive.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Any other questions?
I'll
Thank
just
y'all
wanna-
too
oh,
for the tornado sirens.
Yes, sir. Well, that I can't take credit for that. It's Chief A. He was the driving force on that.
Thank you. I know y'all
and,
had something to do with that.
It is a work in progress. We are getting close to the whole system being up and running. We've got something like 20 total sirens throughout the county. And so you guys actually have 2 inside the city limits. We've got one at the
That's
schools.
good. Yep.
And then you'll have one here. I know they're fairly close, but we wanted to make sure the schools were covered.
Thank you.
And so hopefully, give or take a month, we should be up and running. Whole heart, don't quote me on that now.
Right.
Because it's been a process. But hopefully within the next month, it will be 100% online, all of them up and running. So,
Mike, you get
Yeah, how far do they reach out, the sand?
so on paper, they tell us a mile radius. Now there's a lot of factors that go into that, right? Terrain, location, wind, all of those fun things. We want to stress to the public that these are outdoor weather sirens, right? Now, obviously, if you're in the building and that one's out there and it's going off, you're probably going to hear it, right? That's common sense. But they're not designed to be heard inside your home. They don't supplement or take the place of a good weather siren at your home or the alerts on your cell phone, right? These are for outdoor recreational things. If people are downtown, walking the square, and something happens, we want them to know, hey, they need to seek shelter. Or if they're in one of the county parks or playing ball at the school, right? We want them to be able to seek shelter quickly. And so they're all tied to the National Weather Service. And so whenever the National Weather Service sends that alert out, that's when those will go off. So they're not going to go off because there's lightning. They're not going to go off because there's high wind. They're only going to go off for a tornado. Does that answer your question, sir?
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, thank you, man.
Thank you, Jeff.
Awesome. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right. Philip, I think 2026, 2, 3, and 4 kind of,
Yes, sir.
you want to do those 3 together right quick?
Absolutely, it's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
This is Ricky Oakley, our principal engineer with CEC, and he's got the answers to your questions.
Maybe so.
Did I set you up there?
You did.
Threw 'em right out.
I do want to say on the gas, we touched on the gas grant just briefly. I hope to goodness you get that grant. It's to fund a second gate station in Cherry Glen, and it's absolutely critical to the growth that you've been experiencing to be able to continue that, because we're really wrestling with if a industrial prospect wants to use gas for process, it's a difficult decision right now. So that's just me throwing that out there. So Corey has the good fortune of reviewing two EJC DC contracts with rural development edits, because y'all have received funding from rural development for water treatment. Should say water system improvements, because we started off with a contract in 24 that was just going to be work at the water treatment plant, adding a third skid. Somewhere maybe in late 24, early 25, we got the sense that rural development might give us a little bit of grant money. And we worked through getting that grant funding, and now I think Philip and Shifra were receiving documents from the guys at rural development right before the government shut down. It's like, if you can get this done before we all get furloughed, we think we can get it funded. That all happened. You're funded now. We have to, in following rural development guidelines, EJCDC is I think it's Engineers Joint Committee for Engineer Joint Contract Documents Committee.
There you go.
They prepare documents for owners and engineers where it's it's been studied and everybody's as protected as possible. Well, rural development has now where they have RD edits, and we had to purchase those with RD edits. It's easy to find. I will point out, when you see the red text, that is what we left it red so you'd know that's not us putting it in, that's RD putting it in.
And these are not really negotiable, are they?
No, where would be negotiable? But we did follow what the engineering report said. You've got Corey to look at making sure you're protected. I think you might want to see what you're going to be paying. So this is kind of a summary of the fees, and I tried to show where we are right now with what the original, and then compare that to the original contract that was just the filter, and then show that y'all have already paid money for that first, and we're taking it off that you've already done. So on the water system improvements contract, when you add rural development engineering report, which you've already paid for, preliminary and final design, you've paid for part of that. Bidding phase services, we haven't made it to there. Construction admin, survey, geotech, you haven't made it. So those permits, resident project representative, total contract that you're going to be considering for the water system improvements is $559,000. What it has added to it that the original contract didn't is we have funding we have in our fee to design a new well on the water plant. We're going to do it as a test well initially, and that part will be significantly cheaper. And if we don't find water, we won't design a well. But if we find water, we will design a well and be grateful that if we get another 100 gallons a minute, we'll be grateful. We're also designing a new pump station at the CPWS connection point. Your current pump station is closer to the airport, and there, when you have to buy water, I think it's about 1.5 miles of water line between that connection point and the pump station that you're operating at CPWS's pressure, which is not as good as Mount Pleasant pressure. And there's that serves Cherry Glen, and we want to make sure we have the best service. So we're going back to when we connect to CPWS and we discharge into our system, we're discharging at the right pressure. So those are the things we're doing. We do have resident project representation, that's inspection. We have worked with utilities that say, we can provide somebody to, and if you said, we've got a person that we want to put on our payroll, that's fine. I would say your guys are completely capable, but they are too busy. They couldn't take it on without reducing some responsibilities. The original contract was $245, so it's a $314,000 increase over the original contract. It did not have inspection in it, and it didn't have a pump station or a well in it. Previously invoiced was 105,000, so that 559 comes down to about 454. That's a quick summary of the cost, things that you'll want to know. And then when Corey says it looks like legally we're protected, Corey says she wants some changes. She knows our legal people. I think you've talked with them, and we'll get it worked out. This is the timeline. Now that's the timeline that follows the contract that we presented. And that shows that the very bottom bar is a year of construction that begins late in 27 and doesn't finish till 28. Our contract's set up for 36 months, but I really, really, really believe we'll get design this year, construction next year. That's what I'm shooting for. There is a 6 month, half a year window in there that is regulatory review and bidding phase services. Maybe things we can squeeze and compact that some, get this thing built. In 2 years from now, it'd be great to be standing here saying we initiated operation of everything, and it's going great.
Nice.
So that's kind of the schedule. If you can back it, and is there any questions about that?
Only one I got, I guess, is on the Columbia water. When we get it, are we paying for a certain amount, or let me say that again. I mean, we're allowed, what, 200,000 gallons a day? So are we gonna be charged, let's just say whether we use it or not, we're gonna be charged 25,000 gallons a day?
So we have the ability,
Okay.
as you said, 200,000 a day. We do not buy water from them currently. Now, it's glad that connection there, and they're a great partner. This pump station is basically for dependability of services, right? Fire protection, getting that water in if something happens. And then if we have a major line break, we are able to keep our tanks from going empty. So there's not always been the case in the past. We bought water from them every day. We bought some back in the fall when it was really dry. Not a whole lot, but for this whole year, I mean, I'll just say since I took over here, we haven't bought much water from them. And that's a lot of work we're doing, and just getting lucky on fixing leaks and focusing on it.
But that's good, that's good that, I guess CPWS is just gonna charge us, I guess, what we use, not saying, well, if you don't charge any, we
Right.
don't charge you
Yeah,
anyway.
you don't get a bill every month whether you
Yeah,
use it or not.
right. So I appreciate that, from them.
I guess I had about the same question as Mike. I heard him say that we was gonna be looking for a well, for more water. If we find it, that'd be great. But if we're not using that much water from Columbia Power and Water, why do we need to change that connection?
I would like to answer.
Yes, sir.
When you are buying water from Columbia right now, in those instances, and I am grateful. One of the things that happened 2 years ago when it was right now that y'all almost lost your water system.
Right.
The thing, you came out so much stronger, and these guys
Oh,
have,
sure, for
have
sure.
fixed so many leaks. But the whole, Philip was telling me, we've changed our mantra or something. It's dependable service.
Mhm.
And we want to make, the county's in a
Yeah,
little bit of a
yeah.
mess. We want, if we can find 100 gallons a minute below our water plant, we want that. If we can have another point of service that, that's that connection that we know we are not hurting our system at all. We're just trying to be robust.
I guess my question is, I heard you say pressure. So right now the pressure is fine for what we need, but just in case we need more for Cherry Glen.
No, I didn't word it very well.
Well, you didn't, I guess. I don't know.
So when you start the pump station right now at the airport, there's about 1.5 miles of your system that at that point is operating at Columbia's pressure, and that area it's lower than your pressure when you're buying that water, and that 1.5 miles, there's a line that goes to Cherry Glen that's operating at a lower pressure, and I think there's even been fire protection concerns. Can we provide the water at adequate pressure when we're buying water? That goes away when we move the station, because when we're buying water, buying water and our station is located right at the connection. We're immediately lifting it up to the pressure we need, Mount Pleasant needs, and serving our customers, whether they're in Cherry Glen or throughout to the industrial park tank. We're serving them at our pressure, not a portion of it at Columbia's pressure.
I guess I didn't realize we had an issue as far as
We
if
did,
fire had.
for years, we didn't either. Your staff has figured out a lot of things over the last couple of years that it's all towards making your town better.
Right, and I guess I was just saying that if we had fire needing water and it wasn't there, that's really a concern, If that's been an issue, I guess I'm still confused. I don't know.
Is maybe
Did I?
is it-
Yeah, did I? And Dale may be able to help me out.
So whenever we're running as our system's designed, we're good. We have good fire protection. When Columbia is filling up the tanks, we have to manipulate valves to make sure the water's thrust up to the tank. That small section drops down in PSI, and it caused the U.S. Tile to fail some fire testing in that window. Typically, right now, since we've done all the work that we've done, we've made our system self-sufficient. But there are emergency scenarios where we rely upon that connection to boost the north end. So in that scenario is when the fire protection, they still have fire protection, but not as good as they have currently. So they'll fail their test because it was set at those parameters.
Because the pressure's too low,
Correct. Another thing is that if we have a pump closer to the connection, right now the way the hydraulics in the system work, Lawrenceburg tank overforces everything if it's operating properly. We can't send water from the north-south efficiently. Pumps will help us shove water if needed in that direction as well.
And I mean, can I add to that?
Yes, absolutely.
First thing I'll say is I was going to brag on Ricky because he designed our water plant many years ago, and he's learned some things in the last few. So I'm still bragging on you, Ricky. But I didn't know if you knew that Ricky designed the current water plant many years ago. What we're talking about is worst case scenario, fire related. The tile plant has not failed a pump test in over a year because we understand the system and what's going on, and we're not buying Columbia. This temporary or this pump system will be there for worst case scenarios, line breaks, fires, those kind of things. So we're looking at it from a what's that term you use, Ricky? Reliable, dependable service. It's our new mission. Dependable service.
We need to remind you of everything we did.
I'm working on it.
Mission statement.
But that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I understand.
That's
yeah.
just like, if you got a
Thanks, Dale.
property that's coming off a water line, say it's going a half a mile, you know, to its destination or whatever, more than likely that person has to have a pump to get the water from the main water line up to their house. So I guess that's, in a sense, what we're having to do when, I guess, when we need it, is to pump, you know, to make sure it goes out to Cherry Glen or wherever it needs to go.
When you need to buy water from CPWS, you cannot just alone without pumping
That's what
fill
I'm
the
saying. Right,
industrial
that's what
park
I'm-
tank.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So-
saying.
We just want to position that pump station at a better spot.
Right. Thank you, Ricky. I
Yeah,
know.
thank you.
I'm sorry.
I had good help there.
Well, you did. I'm sorry. I just,
No,
Not-
good.
Sometimes it's not all about whatever pressure's coming down through there. Sometimes we gotta bring a little more pressure through that line than what's.
And I'll wrap it up in a pretty perspective. Currently today, right now, nice, sunny, cold day, right? Yesterday, we sent 900,000 gallons out, Ricky. That's all we sent out. There's times
Nice.
sending 1, 2, 1, 3.
That's right.
And our tanks are at 27, 26 feet right now, right, Dale?
Yes.
I looked before I come in here and I was looking at it.
Yeah.
We don't need Columbia. We don't even need that
We
pump
don't
even right
need-
now. But
if,
it ties us
Look
back
forward,
to those
yeah.
scenarios we were just talking about.
And that's the
Well, we
reason
need-
why a big part of this money right here is being spent on our facility to make us self-sufficient, so we're not buying from CPWS.
You got it.
Thank you, Ricky.
I don't know that was
No,
aimed
we got a
at me.
generator.
The generator, real quick. And that project was funded without CEC's help, but your staff was thinking that, gosh, if we're doing the work at the water plant, and this is a generator for the water plant,
yes,
it's going to be the same electrician doing electrical work with the improvements, that it doesn't make sense to
not good.
have two separate designs, maybe by two different electrical engineers.
Mm-hmm.
And we're grateful that that this decision was made to say, hey, this rural development funded project, we want y'all to go on and design that.
Yeah.
So it, if you scroll up, it's really just showing you what will happen is that same timeline will fit, because it will be constructed with
Right.
the water plant. We probably will have to have on the contractor's bid, it's going to be water treatment plant work as Schedule A, generator work as Schedule B, because rural development's going to be paying out of two pots.
Yeah.
And but it
Get the
should
work
be
done at the same time.
pretty smooth. And that's, I think it was $49,000 fee that was in the engineering report, and we just tried to follow that. Bidding phase services, we just said, you know, we're going to bid the water plant. Those services are all included over in the other part of it. So
All right.
that's that.
Thank you, Ricky.
All right.
Maybe
Thank
just, one other thing, I just wanna, I don't wanna make CPWS say, hey, we don't want it. It's not that, we wanna be sufficient, but at the
Self-sufficient.
same time, you know, if we need CPWS, we know they're there.
They're a
we
great
want-
partner.
We want their friendship,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep.
If we
And
need them,
we're
we
gonna
want
keep
them there.
yeah.
All right, Ricky.
Thank you.
Do
Thank
we
you.
need anything on stormwater now?
You
wanna
can.
Take a stab, you want me to
It doesn't matter.
go for it?
Because
Y'all-
we're gonna have this
Yes.
meeting.
This is totally separate, and I'm trying to explain why.
Okay.
You have started the process of developing a stormwater utility, and we've offered a addition to our contract to, it's an ordinance to adopt standards that you want to, you know, everybody that's doing development work, that right now there's not exactly standards in place. We use what we say is good engineering practice, but we want those standards in place, just like you have with your water and sewer, that if a developer comes in, he knows what Mount Pleasant expects with water and sewer, and you just go download the standard details, standard specs off your website, and that's, states approve that. That's what this ordinance is going to be, is to have standards in place.
Standards
on
and specs.
stormwater.
Can I add to that?
Yeah,
From my
please do.
understanding and the way I understand it, so Tennessee Assembly passed a substantial completion law that goes into effect July 1st. If we don't have specs and standards, then we have someone who dropped in engineering practices. And if we don't have those specs and standards, we can't argue that with Ricky. So we have those in it, so it goes back and forth. I do believe if we have those standards and specs, that's potential
guideline.
compliance, they gotta meet it. But if we don't have those in place like we do with
We
water
don't have
and sewer,
nothing to go by.
there's no argument anymore. We just gotta go with those industry practices. So that change order, I believe, is $29,000, but I think it saves us a lot of time and money in the long run.
Yeah.
But that's
Even if
for,
you do a utility or not.
that's for you to draft the standards, right? Is that-
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it an MS4 system? Is that what we are doing? or-
When we're being proactive, in the day is going to come when you will be in
Okay.
MS4,
But not,
but you're not in MS4 yet.
even if they approve.
So you don't, you don't have to do this, but I think with the things that you're faced with every day, it's a good, you're going to be there
Yeah.
in the next decade anyway.
It needs to be started now.
Right.
Should have
Rather
been
than later.
started.
And we have
Should have
something in
been
place to
started.
go by, so,
All right, any questions? Ricky, thank you.
thank you, Ricky.
Thanks for letting me
Thank you.
come down. It's fun.
No, thank you. All right, resolution 2026-5, Spectrum Internet Agreement for the Community Center.
Mayor Commissioners, Haywood's back there, but he's running all the IT stuff. So this is a 5-year contract, and the reason we're putting it in front of you, the cause is it's related to the community center grant. If we don't do the contract, the bill's like $1,100 a month, but if we sign a contract with them, it's
For 5 years, yeah.
for 5 years, it's $775 a month. So that's why we're putting it in front of you for that.
Saving us a considerable amount of money when you say 60 times 250
think
bucks
so.
a month.
It's multi-year, that's why it has to come
Multi-year
to y'all.
discount.
But it will be, I guess, be used so that you can see it's actually,
It's put fiber to the,
We already have internet in the building, it's just upgrading it and
but that's what I'm saying though. I mean, it's not like,
Not gonna be used.
yeah, sort of like,
Yeah, it's,
so
know,
TCAT is in the building
you
the
know, are
whole
we
time.
just gonna pay 700 and,
TCAT,
Yeah, they
TCAT.
still have
TCAT
it
is still gonna
in
use the
place.
whole
oh,
time.
okay,
this
okay.
is directly related to community facilities grant with the computer lab, with TCAT. Internet's there now, but I look at it like the old dial-up AOL.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
have fiber.
big reason of the grant is connected facilities and the fiber.
And they are gonna have classes throughout construction, they've already met with the contractor and stuff, and they're not really closing through construction, so. So we're making sure they'll have internet throughout the process, or Michael's making sure that they have internet throughout.
You just said we don't start paying for the service until the renovation's complete, so that's still looking at later this year, towards the fourth quarter this year.
But we're also being helped, I guess, by whoever to help pay for that, right? For the internet, or does,
Well, I mean, it's directly
we-
related to the, $1.8 million we got the grant to renovate. And, so it's directly related to that.
Yeah.
Y'all
That's,
pay
this
it.
is what
Yeah, we
pay.
pay
This is, we pay the
Yeah, we
internet
will pay
bills.
that.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
will
I'm
pay the
saying.
internet bills. Yeah, we pay for all the utilities in that building, and any community partner that uses it, we are giving those services for free because it's a community center.
I just wanna make sure the citizens, you know, are getting their, you know, that the money is not being wasted. Let me say that. Let me make sure, you know, just to say we got internet in this building, you know. I just wanna make sure, you know, it's not.
TCAT uses the internet every day, and part of the agreement we have with them, we provide internet so they can have classes in there. Part of the grant, there's gonna be a computer lab in there as well, so that has to have internet that people can come in and use too, so.
All right. 2026-6, ARPA water line change order.
Dale's gonna come up and he's gonna have just a really brief 4 pictures he's going to show you to explain, this one.
So we're doing AC or transite line, asbestos reinforced concrete pipe. This is what it looks like. This is what our ultimate goal is, get rid of all this. It's very volatile. We had similar breaks like this by barely touching it. So I just wanted to show that just in case you've never seen it.
And this is the line they're replacing on.
This is, yes, North Main. Next, please. So
Yeah.
So what this change order is going to do for the city and the community and the water systems is we will change the direction of flow a little bit, and we will lose discontinue use of 1,657 linear feet of 8-inch AC line with this change order. Next, please. As well as a railroad crossing, which is very important. Next, and this will be the final one. And this is pretty much the finished product. It shows the flow, the main flow on this trunk line will go around Magnolia. It'll all be 16 to 12 all the way around back to Main Street. And you're getting all that brand new 12-inch. You're getting more flow. And our ultimate goal of continuing on that bigger line all the way through for a main feed is just that much closer. And that's pretty much the entire change order on this one. The main thing is you're getting that whole 1,600 feet extra of AC line gone, and that gives you a total of 5,000 feet total in this whole project.
It looks like that first picture.
Absolutely.
When it-
Yeah. Ooh.
And who knows how much savings in water?
It's so volatile.
Yeah.
Anytime we work on it, I'm depressed.
Asbestos ain't gonna be playing with either way.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, it has blown up in our face.
Yeah, that's
We hate it,
dangerous.
so. Yes, sir.
I'm a little hesitant to ask this question, but, how much asbestos lines do we have throughout our city? Is it quite a bit?
That's a tough question. We have some that we still need to get rid of. We've got a 10-inch section that probably runs 3,000 feet. We've got some that I have not took and wheeled out. And the grander scope of things, it's not a lot, but we do have some more to replace. So it used to run all the way from the Columbia meter all the way down to around the McDonald's area. We've slowly done away with piece by piece by piece.
But I guess, when I think of asbestos,
Scary.
Yes, and we test for it. We test in microns. We send giant samples off, and they check it. The main thing about asbestos is it's reinforced asbestos. Asbestos is really dangerous when you breathe in the fibers. That's when it's really dangerous. But I'm not going to say it's not dangerous to consume because I don't know that. But that's the biggest fear for us. So when we cut it, we wet it and stuff like that. So anyway, that's the change order.
Okay. And I noticed today, driving back from Columbia, that there's a nice sign up across from
Oh, yeah.
Rattle and Snap that shows where the state of Tennessee paid the
We just cleared our monitoring. We got an email this morning.
I saw
They
that.
came for the monitoring.
nice
guys.
brand new sign on it.
Oh, from the one that was,
Yeah,
They
the
were
one,
here,
the line
yeah.
that we just replaced.
Yes, sir.
They came and monitored us the week of Christmas.
Okay.
So we're done with it now.
All right, Dale, thank you, man.
Thank you.
thank you.
Their change order is $53,430, and we'll pay 32%.
32%.
Of that.
Okay,
total.
good. 2026-7 CDVG industrial change,
Industrial
meter change order.
Yeah, this is more than likely coming off tomorrow, but I went down there. The reason it is, I do believe the change order is coming, but the reason we're trying to hound, get it in, as you may know that we put in, we had a public hearing on February 3rd to apply for the next round of CDCDG. Well, this has to be closed out by the end of, February? Yes, by the end of February. If it's not closed out February, we can't apply because
For
we
the
have to
new
have it
one.
closed out.
That's
So
right.
we're really hoping because we think at the laundromat, there has to be a change order because that got to cut the road.
Gotcha.
If we don't get it by Tuesday, that probably hurts us, with the next round of funding. So I've got it on here now. My experience, it probably won't be on there
Okay.
Are we waiting on the change order to be delivered to us? Is that why?
from a different engineering firm
Okay.
that we're not gonna use much anymore.
does that
Yeah,
mean
we're
you need
getting rid
to
of it.
work overtime?
I would, I'd drive over and get it. But again, that's, a project that, and I think the idea behind that one, if we get it at the Sheet Neck pump station, we've been talking about it for a long time. And Ricky smiled when I said that. I know he did, because that's an issue and we've got to start. And we had that in strategic planning. We've got to start that process.
But if you don't get it by Tuesday, it could be cost us quite a bit
Well, it
more.
would be next month, but we won't be able to close it out because they got to
Okay.
wait to, get it approved.
So
So
one's gotta be closed before you can apply
Yeah.
for the other.
So just wanted you to be aware of that, and that's why that may not be on there, and that's the reason
Okay,
we're handling it. And Dale's on top of it.
good to know. Thank y'all, because we've got a great staff. All right, citizens' comments. Miss Katie Martin, you signed it.
I just signed up in case I had a question.
Hedging her bet.
You'll be able to ask a lot of them as we move forward. You're gonna be on the communication. So, all right, we've got, board staff comments and, Ms. Lori?
I just want to say thank you to all the workers. You all are doing a great job. I'm so proud to be a citizen here in Mount Pleasant.
Mike,
I'm good.
Willie?
Oh, I guess not. I guess we'll wait on Main Street till we get more clarification, I guess.
You talking about the new direction?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think y'all said you're gonna do a mission and vision and put it out there.
She gonna come present it though, right? Yes, okay.
Oh, you talking about the Main Street program?
Yeah,
Okay, all right,
yeah, I'll just wait. Now, I guess I don't have anything here.
okay. Pam?
I just want to say that strategic meeting we had I lose track of all these meetings 2 weeks ago, I guess.
I can't remember either.
You just did a great job, Philip, and the organization of the whole day, and all you guys showing up and the reports. I mean, I can be like Lori said, we couldn't have a better staff, and I'm very aware that a lot of you could go anywhere you want. All of you could go anywhere you want and work, and we just appreciate you staying here, being part of it. But Philip and Schiffer did a great job. So thank you.
Yeah, you through, Miss Pam?
Mhm.
I want to reiterate that, town hall's one thing that came out of that. Another thing that's coming out of it, and, these two ladies sitting right back here don't know the work they just signed themselves up for on the cleanup project. But you know, I'm anxious to see. No, I'm sorry, you're looking at me.
Marilyn got her own job.
But,
Look at her.
but thank y'all.
You got your own job.
I want to reiterate again, we're working diligently, and thanks to a big bunch of the staff
Yes.
on what we're doing water-wise, to become self-sufficient is going to be terribly important as not just this community, but as every community moves forward. So that's all we got. Everybody have a great evening.
Dale, you're not gonna leave me, are you?
Don't let this
Dale,
be
you're not gonna leave us, are you?
it. I want you all to invite your friends, all those that came when the annexation fiasco was going on. We need them back. They need to know what's going on. So tell them, don't stop now.
Yeah,
We just getting started.
for the town hall.
Yeah, well, everything.
I said, I'm about to charge you money, come on out.